Fnatic Onyx Philippines easier. This puts a lot of pressure onto Kirk and to Brusko to make sure that they get the Eve, they get the Clint. They cannot pour everything onto the front line of Aurora.
There it is. You called it right there.
For me, if Aurora doesn't reach their mid-game power spike, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Especially as Fnatic Onyx snowballs with King Kong, Suyu, and kelra as well. But still, for me, 50-50 like what you mentioned a while ago.
All right, everybody, throw out and get your coins ready. Here we go for game number 7 of the Grand Finals.
It's been years since we've gone this far. It's been months since anyone has ever made Fnatic
Welcome to
Onyx
Mobile
sweat this way.
Legends.
Aurora have made mortals of gods unless they're both gods, one game away from winning the championship. Welcome to Game 7. It's
go.
Fnatic Onyx Philippines versus Aurora mlbb.
Oh man, I had just realized that I have not been part of a 7-game series just yet since I started casting back in Season 8. And I'm so happy that we finally have it here with two amazing teams that have been defying odds all season.
Welcome to your first, Joseph, and this could also be the first for many here in this bout. Many athletes putting everything on the line. Brusko flickers away.
Again, look at that. Just how locked in both the teams are that even if you have to defensively flicker, Kirk was right there. The other thing that I'm excited to see and point out is as we get a glimpse right now of the gold lane, is it's a classic matchup, right? This isn't the magic gold lane matchup we see a lot of times.
Both Marks people.
It's both Marks people. I love it.
It's what they need to do. And between them, they're both capable of playing these two marksmen, right? You've seen a Clint in kelra and a Beatrix in Doming. Now Kirk gets pushed in deep. King Kong reciprocating the action, taking that small camp away. And Renegade just chasing. Renegade just clearing out. Brusko livid in Demonkite's face.
I wonder how this feels too for Renegade, you know, just he got his hands finally on the Tigreal here, but Brusko is playing his signature hero on the other side. And you know that with that Tigreal, you have a couple options. Either you respond to when Brusko sets things up, or you can also be the guy on Tigreal and be a little aggressive. There's the flicker. Good dodge there coming out from Demonkite. First turtle for the taking here. They're going to start it up.
AOG!
Getting in position. There's a jump. Not connecting, but Demonkite will get the turtle. King Kong goes down first. And now looking for more. They're on the hunt. Brusko should be able to get away, but Rora comes out with a win in that one.
2 minutes in, first turtle down. Brusko protecting King Kong's orange buff. It's very rare that you see King Kong cornered like this. It's been a while since we've seen King Kong get deprived of his resources this early on. And Demonkite commits Grand Theft Orange. 1,000 gold ahead now is Aurora. Joseph, I hate to say it, but is Fnatic Onyx running out of tank and the gas right now?
I think it's more so this, Leo. They haven't been tested like this. Like you said in your intro in the game, when was the last time Fnatic Onyx went through this kind of testament through a series, especially this long? That's where it really comes down to even the mental endurance of the players here.
Then this might be their true test. Look at King Kong, slow rolling his theft of the orange, taking a small camp along the way. Edward catches him. Still a little baby there, RWM.
Gonna be able to get out, knock up through Kirk. Oh no, he's in trouble! King Kong gets punished again, and Demonkite says, get out of my jungle.
They've cornered the beast and slain him twice now. Edward canceling the AOG, getting inside Fnatic Onyx head. And now Demonkite's gonna clean up house. They're about 2,000 gold up now, and the second turtle hasn't even spawned.
This is pretty crazy because for a player that is so integral and part of the success of Fnoc.
That's the regular season MVP.
That's the regular season MVP. He is now falling behind in terms of trying to keep up with the pacing being set. And Demonkite has adjusted throughout the series, got his hands on this alpha, and is just proving to be a nuisance. Sometimes he doesn't even get caught because he defensively uses the Sphere of Alpha.
And then re-engages. Turtles up, and just as quickly taken down. Aurora, 100% turtle take rate, 4 minutes in.
Oh, this is trouble right here for Fnatic Onyx. They're going to have to go ahead and just kind of buckle up at this point. We know the statistic, 2 turtles back-to-back for a team, what they can do for the early game into the mid-game here. So they might try to, scrap up what they can. You can see the placements here for King Kong, where he's going. Even though we got punished last time, he doesn't care. He's still going to be in the jungle of DK.
And that's what led him to be such a successful jungler in the regular season. Continue playing the map. Continue finding resources until you can get there. And in this series alone, in this 7-game series, we've seen him do this with a Nolan.
Yep.
Now, with a Suyo, that's a whole nother story. Looking at the item game, about 1,500 between kelra and Doming.
Whoa.
Dear God.
Whoa.
Doming is on a gold mine. Where did he get all that money? Where is it from? Because everywhere else it's equal down the middle. Aurora have successfully funneled everything to Doming.
That was nearly just the farming and all that turret gold.
The shielding, and I guess he was double laning.
That's I don't know, man. That's a smart cowboy right there.
That's a rich cowboy.
That's a rich cowboy right now, because they're going to have to deal with that. He's also now on the top side, so they're just going to leave him alone, let him do his thing. Doming farming up. Fnatic will push that bottom turret themselves. They can't get it fully just yet because they can't overextend, and that's another turret now in the hands here for Rora.
Clean for Aurora. So far, top lane tier 1 taken down, bottom lane tier 1 taken down. The map is shrinking
He got
for kelra. And King Kong just struggling to keep anything and everything in his own jungle. Luckily, his retribution's still on point, but that means all turtles, they're conceding over to Aurora.
Yeah, this is going to be the 3 for 3. I'd be surprised to see Fnoc try to fight this, but they don't even get a chance. It's so quick to go down here. This is looking really good for Rora right now. Nice, comfortable lead at 2.6, almost 3K up. Under the 7-minute mark, all 3 objectives in your favor, and they can play around the map now as they set their eyes on the tier 2 here in the top.
You mentioned earlier how Renegades Tigreal can actually play both offensively and defensively. I don't see him playing defensively or reactively at all. If anything, his mere presence is sending shivers down Brusko's spine. Brusko can't even cross the river right now. That's not what you want to see in a show.
It's not what you want to see, man. And maybe, this is now up to King Kong to just play the map. He's going to have to do the best he can, but I'm even worried for him because if he's pushing somewhere else, there's so many tools to go ahead and try to catch him. And that's exactly what they're looking to do now. Renegade is still going to be used. King Kong will spawn him out with the Queller. But now, again, tier 2s are being pressured. We saw Fnatic Onyx do this even the previous game this early on. Mid lane, toss up from Kirk. From Wrath going to be used. Demonkite won't land the Spear of Alpha. They still want to fight. Eternal Guard going to be dropped down too. They're going to try to fight. There's the kick coming out from Brusko. And Renegade goes in, finds the lockdown, and Demonkite's taken out by kelra. They're still hunting for more.
kelra.
Doming falls. kelra trying to buy time. Yue and Edward chasing him down. kelra, will he be able to get the space he needs? Rora loses 2.
The gold standard gets away with murder. Fnatic Onyx first win in this 8-minute game. 2 kills, 1 on DK, another on Doming. Those are the 2 perfect targets. Everyone else is just an accessory to Aurora's success right now. That is what Fnatic Onyx needed. How did they set that up? An amazing play. It started with Kirk playing footsies, faking it, Primal Wrath. All right, they engage, popping the rule manipulation. Next thing you know, kelra was in the back blasting him.
Oh, that's what you got to watch out for. I mean, he even used that flicker, right? So they're not going to have a couple of these battle spells now for this fight.
Not
so
for a
Rora will go ahead and start things up. They know have the advantage with the ultimates that they have. They still have to respect what Fnoc can do.
That's all of them in there. Lord now on a 10th of its health.
They're going to go for it. There's the jump on in. Renegade going to be in trouble, and Demonkite gets the Lord. Spear of Alpha going to be able to lock down King Kong and Brusko. Edward trying his best, but he falls next. The 2 for 2 trade, but Rora gets the Lord.
Damn straight, Joseph. At the end of the day, Aurora win that trade. A roamer and an XP laner for a Lord, the opposing jungler, and the roamer. The math checks out. Aurora maintaining composure, recovering from that 2 free kills that Fnatic Onyx scored about a minute ago. Looking at the items, Luckily, Kelra has been farming up. He didn't die in that exchange, so he's now just down about just under 1,000.
Yeah, he's still got some catching up to do.
I think there's a future here. I think if some way, somehow, the Sonics just pour everything on the gold standard, on the Filipino Savage, he can get over his trauma from losing to Edward.
Oh.
3 years ago. He can get over his trauma losing to Demonkite 2 years ago. It's got to come here, now, culminating in this moment.
They're all going to have to lock in here on the defense. Even if it's this first Lord here, they should be able to work through it. Another turret going down. Fnatic holding on to what they can. Holy Shield still actually up here on the top side as they clear out the minions and keep the shields alive for now.
Even in mid. Key use of the magic flare. King Kong in no man's land. He's in the pixel brush. Oh, he gets spotted.
Yue spots him out.
Luckily,
tricks.
A quick tap of the surge will get him out of there. But if it was any other position, if it was in the big river brush, they could have flickered in and caught him.
I guess King Kong is in a, in a way, if he's got to take a little bit of a risk, make some plays and move around the map, he's going to do it.
He's going to have to act as a threat magnet. If he's not in the base and he's not where Aurora can see him, that means he's up to shenanigans. So Aurora have to clamp down on that. How much they give to stop that depends on Aurora, how much they're willing to. Because right now, that's all King Kong can do. He can't join fights. He can't front. He can deal some level of damage, but he's not as big a threat as Demonkite. Demonkite is a wall. Demonkite is a house compared to King Kong.
I would say if they can dodge, like one of the biggest things obviously is the Avatar of the Guardian from Edward, but even the Spear of Alpha, man. The Spear of Alpha, if it catches multiple members from Fnatic, they're in trouble. And that's why they have to almost utilize, like even the Eternal Guard, if it's dropped down at the right mark to kind of help peel if they need to or initiate, that's what's gonna help them win the fights.
Oh wow, slow push up top. Couple of rogue minions left over by Fnatic. Popping that Holy Shield too. There is some hope. Sonics all around the world watching. Fans in the Philippines, fans in Indonesia, fans all around the globe. Watch closely. This Lord Dance might be the last. Purple getting secured here by King Kong first. Lord, you're not out of 10.
Are they going to get there in time? Brusko jumping in the back. Demonkite will get the Lord in the exchange. They're trying to run for it. They cover down the fire. Brusko flickers on out. No one goes down, but Demonkite finally a Domeng flickers forward and gets kelra. The 1-for-1, but the objective here for Rora.
It's the same situation. Deja vu. One might argue a 1-for-1, but Aurora walks away with a big one. The Lord, the enhanced Lord, marching through mid. No holy shields, and they have to defend the hard way.
They're going to be able to clear this out. Kelra will be back up in time. What does Rora still want to look for? Or is that all they're going to get? Brusko.
Check Brusko.
Might try to make a play, goes in. Not going to be able to find the connection. Brusko's in trouble. Yue again, turning things around. And now without Brusko, they might lose the base turrets next.
It was too risky an angle. Not enough of a distance to come in and catch a good side. And now Aurora sending a wave down bottom. Fnatic defending for their life. They need to hold out. They need to extend this 4 or 5 more minutes into the next Lord.
They keep it together. Base turrets still up. A little bit of a desperation trying to set things up. It didn't work out that time, Leo.
Brusko believes that you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and he took his shot, and he is not throwing away his shot. He's young, he's scrappy, and just like everyone else in his team, he's hungry for this victory. Grand Theft Purple by Demonkite, slowly but surely ballooning this lead up to 1,000, approaching 1,500, 14 minutes in. About a minute until the next Lord spawns, lower quarter. Luckily for Fnatic, that is the long lane for them, wherein it's the softer side of the inhibitor. So, you know what? Maybe Brusko should save those big ticket kicks for the Lord fight.
I agree, and I think that last attempt, knowing that They could have just gone for it. Maybe something happened. But if we saw a preview of the Lord fights like the last one, what do they have to change here? Because it didn't go that well for them.
Start it before the Lord begins. I think Fnatic Onyx have been relying on the turn a little too much, and Aurora have smarted up to it. Aurora said, enough is enough. You've turned on too many people in the regular season already.
They just press the gas.
They just press the gas, they lean into it. And Aurora are so good at the turn. They're so good at welcoming Fnatic Onyx into their own pit, into their own ring. And that's what this lineup was made to do. The Tigreal, the Eve, the Gatot, the Alpha. Dude, all Dominic needs to do is clean up all these criminals.
Yeah.
all these rogues.
All these rogues. It's about to be high noon. Actually, it's past the high noon to this point. Game 7, past 15 minutes. This Lord going to be crucial for either team. It's a half health. Brusko and Kirk
now a third.
Going down the front. Kelra not going to find the Renner shot. Eternal Guard going to be dropped down. They get that out. There's the implosion coming out from
Brusko.
Brusko could be in trouble. They're trying to get the zone, but King Kong's out of the picture. Again, Super Prince gets the Lord. Fnatic on the Philippines trying to withstand the fight. Edward jumps into the backside. Brusko will kick him in the face, and Edward's still alive until Kirk takes him out. It's a battle in the mid lane. But Kelra shows them the shot to the face, and they're on the run to the defense. What a turnaround.
Starting with the Monster Mage, the Lunatic Prince. Total anarchy in the Lord pit. He took advantage of that. He had eyes on the prize. And the Enhanced Lord walk for Fnatic Onyx Philippines. Back to back with Ultra Instincts on Kelra. He had eyes on the perfect target. He knew King Kong was gone. So he protected himself, kept himself scarce, and then started shooting for the high heavens.
Edward and Domang will be back up here to try to stay in this game. Lord still has to be worked on, and it looks like they're only going to get the base turrets. Talk about the poetry of securing that Lord with the Eternal Guard from Super Prince.
The back and forth, the ebb and flow, the beautiful and brutal exchange between these two world-class athlete teams. If you're not watching this right now, you're missing out. This is what you pay attention to if you want to see peak mlbb. And the only thing between them is an inhibitor and 2,000 gold. How? How is it that close? Yet still seemingly both teams engage as if their lives depended on it.
Leo, I'm not even complaining. We are here on the desk and I am entertained. I wouldn't want Game 7 to be any other way than how this has been for the past 18 minutes. And it brings us back to that. The Lord coming up in a minute. Are they going to try to make a play? Are they trying to get a numbers advantage? Because now the defensive items come into play with this.
Now they start juggling. Demonkite just picked up his immortality. Demonkite also has a winner crown, so he can jump in, Spear of Alpha, front, and then come back, deal extra true damage. Fnatic Onyx have to accept that fact that the box does not belong to them. They have to play outside the box. They have to bait the box. They have to live in the box to be able to understand how Aurora do it. And look at the damage dealt by Yue. It's just so sticky. A box, the real world manipulation, but Super Prince is a one-of-a-kind mage. Super Prince comes from the same DNA that Few, Sanji, Yue, Sans, they're all the same breed.
They are, man, and they come in clutch when it's needed most. And that is a huge factor for both these ends, both these teams here.
Lord has already spawned, upper quarter. This is an evolved Lord. Dare I say, whoever scores this might as well take home the championship. River Control going over to Aurora first to the scene. They do take the Little Wanderer. Renegade still has his flicker, still has his immortality. So there's a lot of engage on Aurora. How does Fnatic Onyx juggle all of those factors?
Can really be either team here that decides to start things up. King Kong will make his way to the fight. Or is he going to try to push and play something else here?
Lord might get soft reset here.
Where's King Kong going?
There it is, King Kong taking the long way around. Flanking from the east. Domin can't see. Demonkite either.
Domin doesn't see him.
pushing them back in. Lord down to a 10th.
It's down to the 10th. He might be too late. Lord already secured the jump in from Edward. They might call the fight. King Kong, is he going to go for Domeng? Takes off a couple shots. He gets the Wind of Nature out, but he'll disengage. The timing wasn't right for Fnoc.
Fnatic took a second too long. They had the set up. King Kong couldn't get there safely and fast enough to be able to get the pincer. Aurora scoring the Lord. No casualties either side. Not even a flicker spent by Aurora. There was one on Kirk in trying to jockey for position. Looking at the items, both marksmen refuse to go barefoot. Both marksmen understand that rotations are the name of the game. It's the map. And what's King Kong doing? What is this? Joseph, is he back? Is he going for the back door?
He looks like he might be.
Oh,
He's
no.
actually just going to handle that wave. Even using the retreat.
He sees it. They see it. He has to go home. He has to go home.
He's going to go home. They got
Now.
to defend here. Lord's going to be worked on. Eternal Guard already dropped down. There's the box once again. The AOG is going to be used. They're clearing out the minions. Edward trying to get out. And Spear of Alpha coming out from Demonkite. Kirk gets the killing spree, and Edward goes down too. And the implosion comes through, and they turn it around. 4 members of Rora are down, and Domeng will try to go to base, but Fnoc, after a decisive team fight victory, will prep up to march in, and Domeng, he can't even get back to base in time.
It's all on him.
It's all on him. From a dominating regular season to a hard-fought grand finals, the Sonics will not be dimmed by the lights of Aurora. They stand unbreakable.
And new MPL Philippines champions, Fnatic Philippines.
I said it before and I will say it again, Leo. They are too damn good.
They are a force of nature, seemingly unstoppable since the season started. Here tonight, they were made human, but they were also